grade versus marks, which is better. If we come to think of it, there can be various viewpoints on this very topic. It depends on person to person, whereas there are some students who may feel that with marks, they may feel that, people who are scoring higher than us, we feel inferior because people are scoring higher than us. Whereas if you have grades, people may have a sense of complacency amongst them, that fine, if everyone's getting an A+, then it's okay. You don't really come to know where you actually stand amongst people. However, there can be a positive for grades as well, because marks build a lot of pressure, as we have seen among students these days. There is a lot of pressure on students to score 90% and above. That's like the minimum bar that has been set by everyone. If you're not a 90% scorer, then you're an average student. You're not very good. So that is the kind of pressure which students have to deal with these days. And grades, in that point of view, they are better. But however, there can be various points of view which we can discuss upon this very topic, I guess.
I agree with my friend here, but I feel that marks show the actual position and the actual area where you stand. Grades also show that, but it tells you the category and the group which you belong to. Moreover, marks facilitate easy comparison, which is not possible with grades. A group of 10 people is with an A is the same of the other group with an A. And if you are having about a 90 and the other has a 91, then at least you are 1 mark better than him. It does inculcate a sense of competition, but that is on you. How will you make that healthy and not in the wrong way?
Point, but there are cases where students are not satisfied with the percentage marks, so it's better to have grade in sense of percentage.
Well, the parents are more concerned about how much marks their child got, and if you're like, if someone's got 90%, they are categorized into A, like grade A. So it's more like helpful for them, because the competition is everywhere in the world. They ask you from how much your friend got and how much the other classmates got. So it's better it's to tell them that I fall into group A or fall into group B. So it's better.
I agree with my friend here, but grades and marks are meant to judge a person's performance in a particular field. Both are suitable, so we should decide which one is better and which could be chosen for.
From my point of view, I would say that marks are far better than grades, because marks lead to competition, and competition grooms you, not lets you down. If you take a competition in a good sense, that will only groom you. But we can blame the education system of India, that grades and marks are generally being criticized. Marks are generally being criticized because it leads to more competition, and people with low self-esteem are not able to groom themselves.
I would like
marks
to
are
add
better than the grades, because if a student gets 91 and another gets 90, then their difference is just 1%. And in grade system, this 1% divided A and B. So I think marks is the better than the grades.
I would like to add, when you get marks, of course, you know where exactly you stand. And with that, you know how much you need to improve to reach to a certain level. And of course, it also generates a sense of competition. Of course, the one who gets more marks deserves a better position.
But isn't it that sometimes, because of this difference of marks, the people who are scoring just a little lesser, if even in the board exams, people score an 88%, they hardly get any reputed college. The cutoffs this time are 100%. Last year we all witnessed it was 100%. So this entire pressure that has been created because of marks, it's very overbearing on the entire society. I, as a student, I felt so much pressure when I gave my board exam that if I don't get a 95%, I don't get a 96%, I might not get the college I really want.
It also makes pressure on the parents also. I mean, they are more they're telling the children that get 90%, get 95%, so you can get into a good college. And if there is a grading system, they are like the cutoff will be like all the students with grade A will be in this college, and all the students of grade B will be in this college.
But that will not happen, because if you are an A grader, they won't judge you they will definitely judge you on the basis of your marks, because they cannot judge you with an A or double A or a triple A, because the category is set that way. Anyhow, they will judge you with even a 1% increase in your marks.
I agree with my friend if it's about cutoffs. there will be so many students who will come under A grade, A plus grade. If this happens, then there will be an entrance test.
But the whole point is that now we can, with this another issue comes into highlight. Then why aren't those good quality colleges more in number, wherein people who are actually of that A grade come into that category? That is why the entire focus shifts then. The whole point of grades versus marks, it's actually, if you think about the pressure on the students right now, there are cases when people actually suicide because they don't get 90%.
Yeah,
People lose their lives because they don't get a 90% and above.
Your point of view, if they categorize into a grading system, they are more safe. Like they know that they are also with the high graders.
That is why
there are abundance. You're saying there are scarcity of colleges, good colleges. But if there are abundance of good colleges, and that will lead to less competition.
I would like to say that this is the main reason why grading system is given more importance these days and is being promoted, because keeping in mind the students' point of view and the way the students have to go through all the mental pressure and everything. And
but the fight will still continue, because even then you will fight for a grade A, and now you are fighting for a 95 or 96, then you will fight for a grade A or a A plus.
I
So
think
competition is still there. The
grade
pressure is still there.
Yes, I think that these grade systems should be implemented in lower classes below 9th class, and the percentage system should be implemented from 10th onwards, because this creates a pressure system on the students as well. So the government should think
from other side, it encourages a student to actually score better marks, score good marks. So that's when the student will actually start studying. If you implement grades, it will be easier for a student. He'll look for an easy way out.
But why to make things difficult for people who are teenagers? Why to make things difficult?
That is competition.
But we see nowadays that grading system is being promoted more and more to higher levels. That is the main reason, keeping in mind the student's point of view and the pressure he has to go through.
There should be a certain level till grades should be implemented, but then when you come to class 12th or 11th, higher studies, we should implement marks. Looking at the pace of the competition.
In a grade system, if a student get E or D grade, he will pass, but he will not get admission in a good school or college after 10th or 12th. So I think marks is the better than the grades.
Plus, if you have to come up in your future, you have to be the best, and that is what society is all about.
But grading system, if you have a good grade, you will go to SRCC or some good colleges. But in the end, there will be like thousands of people getting grade A. So they in the end decide on the basis of marks. That 0.25% marks will decide that these people will come in this college or not.
But so you as a student yourself, everyone here feels that pressure of even a 0.25. I know people who got a 95.75, but they weren't able to get into SRCC because the cutoff was 96%.
Before the time.
So just that entire pressure of, and now that person is studying the course of their choice, but in a college which is hardly known.
But every half mark or every half percentage is actually what the person has put in as a hard work. So according to me, it's like there's so much of competition that everybody should be into it. Like even 0.5 should be taken in. I feel percentages and marks should be considered. Grades is like, see, like if I get an A and that person also gets an A, but then we are not of the same type. I won't differentiate on the basis of types, but still, it's like I am more better than this person. I should be getting into this college.
Before the time's run down, let's hear you.
I prefer marks over grades. Marks let the person know his personality and then where the person falls. But when we talk about the grades tell you the category you fall in, not the exact position where you actually land. If you look at lower level, it will be the same thing. When the students getting A plus will be getting admission, and the students getting A will not get an admission. Is that not similar to getting 96 and 95?
But grades will help us to reduce the pressure among the teenagers.
How will it help us when you don't get into a college?
So what we conclude from the discussion here is that the percentage should be implemented towards classes above 9th class, and the grades system should be implemented 9th class below.
I agree.
And the percentages should be upon the actual percentage of the class, and the students will be getting better colleges on the basis of the percentage.
Thank you very much, group.